Hello and welcome to Newsroom Series here on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today our focus is on the North Central region. But first, here's our top stories. We begin with updates on the evacuation of Nigerians from South Africa as 83 Nigerian returnees are arriving in Lagos from Johannesburg, South Africa, aboard a South African Airways flight as the federal government receives and processes the latest batch of Nigerians who are returning home. The returnees are being received at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport by officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and are being handed over to relevant government agencies for documentation and profiling ahead of their reunification with their families. Now, the repatriation exercise is being facilitated through flight tickets procured by private individuals whose support is enabling the safe return of the citizens of Nigeria. Now, the federal government is reaffirming its commitment to the welfare and safe return of Nigerians abroad, while appreciating the Nigerian mission in South Africa and all individuals and agencies supporting the reception and reintegration process. As part of efforts to reduce the spread of hepatitis in Kwara, the state government has launched a 4-year elimination roadmap plan till the year 2030. The State Commissioner for Health, Amina El Imam, during the launching in Ilorin, laments that the disease is brutal than HIV and needs to be curtailed as quickly as possible.
The World Health Organization, WHO, reports that Nigeria carries one of the highest burdens of viral hepatitis in Africa, with an estimated 8.1% adult prevalence for hepatitis B and 1.1% for hepatitis C, translating to about 20.7 million affected citizens, most of whom remain unaware of their status. A breakdown shows 18.2 million with hepatitis B, while 2.5 million are living with hepatitis C. With more than 90% of infected Nigerians reportedly undiagnosed, health authorities in Kwara State, north central Nigeria, worry that viral hepatitis, a silent killer in many communities, may heighten the risk of undetected liver cirrhosis and liver cancer.
Viral hepatitis remains a leading global health problem. However, the existence of a burden is not necessarily a reason for despair. It is not necessarily a sentence to despair about. I consider it a call to action for us all. Consequently, this roadmap came to light. It's a strategic shift.
To curb the spread, the Kwara State government put together a roadmap covering key areas including treatment, surveillance, data management for evidence-based decision-making, and capacity building for healthcare workers. And the aim is to eliminate hepatitis by the year 2030.
I'm able to say that we started a triple elimination activities that focus on hepatitis control, that focus on HIV, and focus on syphilis. Additionally, we now have medication that we are currently testing. We are giving pregnant women when they test positive to ensure that they don't pass this deadly virus to their infant. Hepatitis is one deadly virus.
Chairman of the Kwara State House of Assembly Committee on Health assures residents of the lawmakers' efforts to reduce the scourge.
I commend the leadership of the ministry for taking the courage to respond to the call of the Kwara State House of Assembly. I recall a while ago that we moved a motion of matter of general importance with regards to the elimination, taking proper action against the epidemic of hepatitis. And today I'm very delighted to see that we are taking the right step towards eliminating it.
For survivors like Taiwo Hassan, early detection can make the difference between living with the disease and losing a life to its complications.
I was privileged to meet one doctor, Dr. Musa Yusuf. He was a hepatologist in Kwara State. So he told me that, oh, it is curable. And we started the treatment. I did viral load, I did all sorts of tests, and alhamdulillah, here we are today. So beyond that, I have made sure that at least 70% of my friends are tested for hepatitis.
With the 2030 elimination target in sight, health authorities say expanding testing, improving access to treatment, and strengthening public awareness will be critical to identifying cases early and preventing hepatitis from progressing to life-threatening liver diseases.
The Benue State government has commenced assets audit of the Katsina yam flour processing factory as part of ongoing efforts to revive the moribund facility. The audit, conducted by the State Investment and Property Company Limited, is aimed at assessing the condition of the factory's equipment and determining the steps required to restore the production capacity of the facility.
The Katsina yam flour processing factory, established by the Benue State government in 2014 to support agro-allied processing of yam, now lies abandoned. Sankera Federal Constituency, covering 3 local government areas, Katsina, Ukum and Logo, is widely renowned for being a major hub for yam production, yet the factory has been unable to deliver on the expectations. The management of the Benue Investment Property Company is at the factory to conduct an asset audit and establish a technical roadmap for reviving the 60 metric tons yam processing factory.
A nation that exports raw material, they will always be poor. But a nation that, add value to its material, you will see that they are always rich. So that is our desire, that the governor is driving this process to ensure that most of the government assets, they are no longer dormant. They have come to life so that our team youth will have jobs.
For so many years, imagine when the plant was installed up to this moment, nothing has been done, no commercial production of any kind. The raw material to be fed in is 60%, and what's to be turned out is 20 metric tons per day.
The plan to revive the factory comes as a delight to the people, highlighting the economic impact it will have on the area.
If this company is revived, it will first and foremost provide job opportunities for our teeming youths. As a local government, where the company is being established, we are going to work hand in hand with the state government to provide enough security here.
As part of the resuscitation effort, the state government paid the 5-month salary arrears owed to security personnel at the facility.
The National Agricultural Land Development Authority NALDA has commenced planting of at least 1 million economic trees across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones as part of efforts to tackle climate change, restore degraded ecosystems, and boost rural livelihoods. The initiative under the authority's Green Hope Project and Youth Agroforestry and Climate Action campaign has so far seen 5,000 trees planted across 4 locations in Abuja, Ogun, Plateau, and Kwara states, with about 400 youths engaged in the exercise. Speaking during the closeout of the first phase of the campaign in Okionigbi Isin local government area of Kwara State, NALDA Special Assistant to the Executive Secretary, Al-Mustafa Ibrahim, said the authority had received approval to plant an additional 56,000 trees across 34 horticultural clusters nationwide. Also speaking, the NALDA Senior Assistant Technical to the Executive Secretary, Olusegun Owolabi, said the program was designed to restore the ecosystem while expanding horticultural production.
As an authority, the Executive Secretary, Engineer Cornelius Olusegun Adebayo, has thought it right to put perimeter fencing across our horticulture clusters. So our horticulture clusters, we have it in about 38 locations, like I said, and we have it in a range of 5 to 20 hectares. And within these trees, we're planting mango tree, coconut tree, fig tree, as well as avocado pear. So these are our 4 major target crops for now, and we're using it to kind of provide a perimeter fencing for our clusters so that the farmers can, one, earn more from it, because each of these trees we're planting, we'll be registering them through our partnership with the National Council on Climate Change, NCCC, where we are trying to see how we can earn carbon credits from these trees, as well as add to our food security agenda, which the authority is currently pushing.
Engineer Cornelius Olusegun Adebayo thought of it that, one, we can hit our cake and have it back. We've removed all the trees here. We've distorted ecosystem, and we want to restore the ecosystem at the same time. To restore the ecosystem, we've decided to plant horticultural tree crops around the horticultural field. And there we are going to plant like avocado, pear. We are going to plant like coconut. We are going to plant like mangoes. All these things will enhance the environment and will improve the life of the communities.
One of the Green Hope ambassadors, Kemi Ogundari, said the initiative will help local farmers gain access to land and help improve revenue.
The program will help a lot of local farmers to have more access to land, and thereby increasing their revenue. So it will make life better, and it will be increase food in Nigeria.
The senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District at the National Assembly, Senator Sunday Karimi, has engaged constituents of Kaba, Bono in the Jumo Federal Constituency in a town hall meeting in Kaba headquarters of Kaba Bono local government area. The meeting is part of the senator's ongoing consultations across the 3 federal constituencies in Kogi West, aimed at presenting his scorecard in the 10th Senate to promote unity within the All Progressives Congress and mobilize support for the re-election of President Bola Tinubu and all APC candidates in the 2027 general elections.
APC faithful, youth, women groups and traditional rulers fill this hall for a town hall meeting put together by the senator representing Kogi West, Sunday Karimi, as part of his tour of senatorial district ahead of the general election. Party stakeholders begin the conversation by highlighting what they describe as the achievements of President Bola Tinubu and Senator Karimi.
I'd like to urge us to please conduct ourselves very well, because what we are looking out for is unity. We are here to represent, to cast our, to speak well of all our leaders, our president, our governor, our senators, and our House of Representatives, all our various representatives. We all were in support of them, and they will do well.
Our senator want to bring us the good job our dear president has done. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, what has done for us in West and Kogi in general. And he too also brief us what was able to do for us in Kogi West. Those have done a lot. We are here to unite the APC. The house that divided against itself. What to happen to unite us together.
Addressing the gathering, the senator presents his scorecard, taking constituents through interventions in education, water supply, power, roads, infrastructure, and empowerment across Kogi West.
Since I came in 2024, I gave 1,000 students to Kogi West, 100,000 each. Kapabunu Itumo alone, you add 150 each, 300 students that collected 30 million from me. It's not government fund, though. It's not constituency fund. It's my personal source fund. In 2025, just to support President Tinubu round the state, I gave 3,000 students 100,000 each.
For the organizers, the engagement provides an opportunity to take the conversation from the political stage to the people, presenting achievements, hearing from constituents, and mobilizing support ahead of another electoral cycle.
When we come back after the break, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule charges APC candidates on unity and teamwork ahead of next year's general elections. Join us again. Welcome back to Newsroom Series. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has appealed to all Progressives Congress candidates for the 2027 general elections to work together and avoid anti-party activities as the APC received INEC acknowledgement slips for its flag bearers. He gave the charge at a meeting with APC candidates at the Government House, where he said unity and teamwork would be critical to the party's success at the polls. He urged the candidates to build or to campaign for the APC and build on the achievements of his administration across the state. The governor also set a target of winning all 24 state houses of assembly seats, while expressing confidence that the party could retain its current position through collective efforts and discipline. Now, the meeting marks the formal commencement of the APC's mobilization for the general elections next year in Nasarawa State.
From the president to the governors to the senatorial candidate to our House of Reps candidates and to all of you members of House of Assembly, I will be the happiest human being on earth if all our 24 members are the members of House of Assembly in Nasarawa State. And in every frequency, this administration has done enough for you to use as your campaign material. You know, there is nowhere you will go that you will say that we have not touched that area. So for that reason, you have more to use in your campaign than what your opponents can use. As a matter of fact, what we have done can even be a tool for you to work against them. Because some of them have the opportunities, you know, to be where we are today, and they did not do close to what we have done.
And the wheels of governance keep turning in Nasarawa as the State House of Assembly has screened and confirmed 8 commissioner nominees sent by Governor Abdullahi Sule. The confirmed nominees cut across Wamba, Lafia, Kefi, Obi, Doma, and Nasarawa local government areas. The Speaker of the House, Danladi Jatau, congratulated the nominees on their appointments and charged them to discharge their responsibilities with integrity. The House then directed its clerk to communicate the resolution to Governor Sule for further necessary action. A professor of history and international studies at the Federal University of Lokoja, Professor Suberu Abdurrahman, has stressed the need for Nigerians to interrogate the persisting illegalities in the nation's political space in a bid to strengthen democracy and promote good governance. Speaking in Lokoja at the 45th inaugural lecture of the university, Professor Abdurrahman, who is also the Dean of the Faculty of Arts of the university, says social media trial is contributing to the persisting illegalities which must be addressed, as innocent persons are being pronounced guilty even before a proper trial. He adds that prolonged court trials is equally contributing to the illegalities in Nigeria's political space.
The question of who bears responsibility for the illegalities persisting in Nigeria's political space takes center stage at the Federal University Lokoja as the institution holds its 45th inaugural lecture.
As one of Nigeria's respected voices,
the event brings together representatives from various sectors of the society at the institution.
And an unwavering commitment to excellence.
Setting the tone for the lecture, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Gbenga Ibileye, takes a closer look at the country's political space, especially the factors that allow impunity and institutional weaknesses to persist.
Illegality persists, that it has moved in, paid no rent, signed no lease, and yet has somehow never been served an eviction notice. one begins to wonder who keeps renewing the tenancy. One begins to wonder indeed whether the landlord and the tenant have ever troubled to meet, or whether they are, on closer inspection, the same person.
It's a good place for the keynote speaker and Dean of the Faculty of Arts at the institution, Professor Suberu Abdurrahman, to start. He takes the audience through the historical roots of what he describes as a culture of illegalities and how certain practices have created an environment where impunity thrives.
Political illegalities often emerge not merely from individuals, but from institutional cultures and reward impunity. Waterondry maintains that colonialism systematically distorted African political development by subordinating indigenous institutions to imperial interests. The amalgamation of Northern and Southern Protectorate in 1914 further complicated governance by creating a political entity characterized by profound ethnic, religious, and regional diversity without corresponding nation-building mechanism. Political competition gradually assumed ethnic rather than ideological dimension. Patronage politics, abuse of public resources, constitutional violation, and selective enforcement of the law. Rather than strengthening democratic institutions, sections of the political elite have often weakened them whenever institutional independence appears to threaten partisan interests.
He also proposes measures aimed at strengthening institutions that promote accountability.
If political illegalities are historically constructed, they can also be historically dismantled. The foundation of every democratic society is constitutional supremacy. Neither individuals nor institutions should be above the Constitution. Government at all levels must demonstrate unwavering commitment to obeying court judgments, respecting constitutional limits, and ensuring that executive discretion never supersedes legal authority.
For the Federal University, Lokoja, the inaugural lecture goes beyond academic tradition as it opens another space for critical reflection on the country's political history, the strength of its institutions, and the responsibility required to build a more accountable and democratic system.
For more than 30 farming communities in Muye Egba ward of Lapai local government area, flooding has become a recurring threat to homes, farmlands and livelihoods. Now, residents are appealing to the federal government to provide additional funding to the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission and HYPERDEC to fast-track the construction of an embankment designed to control the flooding.
For the people of Muye, the embankment under construction represents more than a development project. It is seen as a possible barrier between their homes, farmlands, and the floodwaters that have repeatedly disrupted their lives and economic activities. During an inspection of the project, the village head of Muye and Amana Kakanda, Saliu Mohammed, expresses concern over the pace of work.
Damage is uncountable, because around this hill, there is a river there where fishing is done, farming equally. Those farms are not condemned. The river is gone, replaced by sands. And we don't want the entire river to be overtaken by sands. I appeal to the federal government, please, fund this project. I know you have so many things in your head, government. Let our problem we have here should be a top priority. The way others expect theirs to be a top priority, I want mine to equally be a pure priority.
Leading the inspection team, the managing director of NIPADEC, Abubakar Yelwa, represented by the director of finance and administration, Haruna Gabi, assesses the progress of work and the quality of construction, which has been monitored by consultants to ensure compliance with approved specifications.
We have satisfactions, but the satisfaction is not without some observations. The observation is to make sure the next time we come, we will be on the same page totally with the contractor. The contractor has been very active, and the consultant has been monitoring to ensure that there is no deviation from the standard.
Commending NI Protect for the intervention, the member representing Agay Lapai Federal Constituency in the National Assembly, Abdullahi Mahmoud, urges residents to be patient as similar requests for flood control infrastructure are emerging from different parts of the country.
My call on the people is to persevere, to be tolerant, and appreciate the efforts that we're putting on the government to get this done. There are demands all over the country for this type of projects. And for us to be lucky to have it, I think they need to put us in prayer and be more patient.
The people of Muye are optimistic they can return to their day-to-day activities without the constant fear of flood waters.
And that's Newsroom Series at this time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.